2, Delta 3 in the taxi lane behind the 2 parking bays is closed. Taxiway Echo is closed between Kilo and Charlie. There is Alpha Lockoff bird activity at the airfield. Sirius Tower East on 118.6. Wind 010 degrees, 10 knots. Cab OK. Temperature 23, 2.8. QNH1027. No big. Confirm Johannesburg information, Papa on first.
Could I go ahead?
Today TULCA 143, Boeing 738, Sierra Juliet. Kilo, we parked at Charlie 7. Copied information, Papa clearance to Cape Town, please level 320, TULCA 143.
TULCA 143, destination Cape Town, after departure, runway 03 left, comply, Eagle 1 Alpha departure. Table 1 frequency 124.5, squawk 5646.
Cape Town on 3 left, rubber 1 Alpha, radar 124, 5646, TULCA 143.
TULCA 143, your read back is correct. 40 ground 121.9 start, isn't it?
It's 40, 119 for start, TULCA 143.
Thanks, Louis. There are go 1 Alpha is in the FMC.
Okay.
1245.
TULCA 134, good day, taxi Alpha rightly.
And 5646 on the score, Toro number 1.
Checks.
Well, welcome on board Mango Flight 143 to Cape Town. My name is Inon Levy. I'm the captain of the flight. With me is Louis Diago. Louis Diago is the first officer. We've had a busy morning. We've come up from Cape Town this morning. We've been to Durban and now we've arrived in Johannesburg and we're about to depart back to Cape Town. We have a full flight today, about 185 people apparently coming on board, and we are busy preparing the cockpit for the departure. Louis has just received the latest ATIS information, and we've used that information to program the FMC, which is our onboard computer, for the flight. We've also received our air traffic control clearance from ATC, and we are going to start briefing and preparing the rest of the details. If you want to look at the center panel there, we have just on 9 tons of fuel. These are the fuel figures, the left tank, the right tank, and the center tank. So that means the fueling is complete, which means you can put the seatbelt signs on and they're coming on. Right, we just received via the FMC computer, we have ACARS communications with our control center. We've received a load sheet. This is a preliminary load sheet that gives us our expected takeoff weights, etc. So Louis, it's flight 143 Kilo to Cape Town, 059.2. Takeoff weight should be about 68.1.
Oh, 68.2.
That's great, thank you. 184 passengers on board, and the trim is 25.3. Thank you. 5 minutes is fine for this one. Now Louis uses those figures to extrapolate some takeoff speeds for departure. And this is our engineer who's just given us the fuel, so he signed the technical log for the airplane, and we have to sign acceptance of the fuel and the aircraft status. And that goes back to the engineer. Thank you, sir. Right, what to do?
Okay, what we do now, we've got the preliminary figures, so we can basically use those to plan what our takeoff V speeds are going to be. This is called a performance book. We use it before every takeoff, and it has figures depending on the configuration of the aircraft and the weather. You have white pages for normal configuration and dry runway. The green pages, as we call them, are for wet runways, and then you get various other ones. When you have different systems in operative, you use different colored pages. Anyway, today's normal, so we're on the white pages. We're out of Johannesburg, the runway 03 left. We're using the Lima intersection. It's a flat 5 takeoff. Air conditioning is in order and the anti-ice is off. Our weight for takeoff is going to be just over 68 tons. So what we do is we take the outside air temperature, which is 23 degrees. So we go in at 24. We're looking at a climb limit here, and we're looking at the field limit over here. Well, it varies, but depending on, it can be several things, but usually it's a field limit on a shorter field. Anyway, we're going to go up to 68.2. So here we see it gets limited. There's 67.7, 68.9. So we can reduce to 36 degrees, and there that gives us our speeds 44, 45, 49. And then I enter these into the flight management computer. Then I close it to the start of the Johannesburg pages, and then the captain cross-checks that I've done the correct thing.
Thanks, Ray. Alright, 68.2 Johannesburg, 03 left Lima, flap 5, Econ Auto, ATR soft. 68.2. 36 level checks. 144, 145, 149. Double set. Right, so Louis, the engine failure flight path is to contact ATC as soon as possible, level off at 5,970 feet above mean sea level before accelerating, that's set to both barometers. At 5 DME, commence 15 degree bank right turn and head towards Whiskey into vector. That's great. Okay. Now we know how to get there, that's great. And continue to climb to MSA. MSA in that direction becomes 7,500 feet. Okay, do that? Thanks. And if necessary, Louis, the no threats here will come back for emergencies. Weather's good in Johannesburg.
Thank you.
Thanks. Alright, can I give you a briefing?
Hey, firm.
Right, what we do now is we do a takeoff briefing. We basically discuss how we're going to basically do this flight that's coming up ahead of us. So, Louis, we're going up to 320, 156 for Cape Town. Flight rate is on my side. Runway heading is set. 8,000 set for the all departure. Automatic RTO. 5970 in the barometers. 1027 gives me 5590. 5590 and 516. Great, that's good for FlightSim. The FMC is set for the all departure. The trim is 5 minutes, 0 and 0. The parking brake is set. Juliet Victor is active both times. ILS in case you need to come back is on standby. The ground, airborne, ops and emergency on standby. Auto, weather turned, fiber. My preference yours. Scorp 5646 number 1 TARA. Master portion doors. We're going to push back and face east for an 03 left Lima. It's a guaranteed takeoff. However, in the event of a decision to stop before V1, I'll call stopping. Simultaneously close the thrust levers, ensure maximum auto brake. I'll apply max reverse thrust and ensure the speed brake lever goes up. If you can please call through 60 knots, advise ATC and run the flaps to 40. stop the aircraft until the cabin crew to stand by and the passengers to remain seated.
Okay.
We'll assess the situation and evacuate if necessary. Louis, the entry for the flight path is discussed, and the Rabaul departure is Johannesburg, chance 10-3 Juliet, effective 31st of July. And it reads, of 03 left, climb runway track to Juliet Victor 5.5 DME, then turn left 281 track to intercept Whiskey Victor Radio 241 to Rabaul, then as per flight plan. We're to climb to 80,000 feet as magenta, and further routing comes on radar control.
The routing checks.
Thanks so much.
Takeoff's open.
That's probably a final coming through. If you look below us at the printer over here, the printer sends us the final load sheet, which we check and sign. That's a legal document. Here it is. So it gives us the flight number, the aircraft registration, all the various weights, the number of passengers aboard. It's now gone down to 178. Once the motion pause. So I think the zero fuel they've gone down a little bit. You can have a look. It's now 58.7 here.
Okay.
It's quite a big change. 67.6 odd takeoff weight.
Checks.
It's gone down. I think we can use the same figures if you're happy with that. It seems like it's just covering all the weight in it with the very finest text.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thanks, man. Alright, please read the pre-flight checklist followed by the enforced start checklist. You can do the whole pre-flight, the complete pre-flight.
Okay.
Exercise.
Just completing the paperwork.
So while he's busy there, I can see that the weather en route is fine today. Johannesburg weather is lovely. It's about 23 degrees here, clear skies, a bit of haze. Doesn't affect our flying conditions. And en route, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions, and they are expecting some rain later on in Cape Town tonight. Excuse me, but we should be getting there way before that. So we're expecting the Cape Town weather to be good far around.
Okay. Pre-flight check. Pre-flight checklist.
Go ahead.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches.
Normal auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Flight instruments, heading altimeters.
Cross-checked.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Windows.
Locked.
Pre-flight check is completed.
Yeah, 4-star.
4-star check. Four-star checklist. Passenger signs.
On.
MCP V2 runway heading altitude.
All set.
Takeoff speeds.
144, 145, 149 set.
CD pre-flight.
Is complete.
Trim.
With 5 units, 0 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff brief.
Is complete.
Four-star checklist to the line complete.
Thanks, Louis. Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, it's just 2 minutes before departure time, and the forward entry door is still open, which means that passengers are probably still making themselves comfortable in the back. That's a light over here. That's a forward entry door.
Captain, thank you very much, sir. OPEX Spring 177. I'm going to need a PAU for Cape Town, please.
Okay, thank you. I think we had 178. 178? Yeah.
Just confirm that again,
Thanks,
please, sir.
PAU for Cape Town.
Okay. Here comes the second flight.
Okay. Probably corrected versions. Yeah, I wanted just to make sure the weight's gone down quite a lot. Just check that free speed and that thrust if you don't mind.
178.
178. This is 67.4 now. Let's maybe redo those speeds just in case. 67.4, that checks. 67.3, I think that.
Very much. Thank you, Captain.
Sure.
Check, that's plus 4 infants, it's 178 to go.
Thanks, Shuaib. You can close up. Thanks very much.
So it's 67.4.
4.4, excellent.
Okay, we can reduce to 38 now.
What side is that? The trim is 25.5. Thanks. I see the V2 is now 148. 143, 144, 148, that checks. Thanks to everything else stays the same. Okay. Thanks so much. To you. Right, all the doors are closed.
After taxi, Bravo, India for the bay.
737, and then Bravo, India for the bay. 722, request taxi 722.
Ground TULCA 143.
TULCA 143, good day to you. Give way to Jetstream leaving the Charlie ramp routine eastbound. So after pushback, start approved, face east.
If we do a Jetstream reading east and they're off the push, start face east, TULCA 143. Thanks for the checks.
Ground coming 409, ready. Command, 291 ready.
Please read the before start checklist.
Start. Start. Flooding door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel.
Command 409 taxi, India holding point on
Collision
runway
on
03.
Esteban, 9 tons and 6 pounds. Collision 91.
It's
291, ready for
start checklist
contact
very
airway,
much.
109.1.
Hello, Brian.
One command, 291.
Hi there, can we release the park brake?
May I release the park brake?
Thank you so much. The park brake is released. There's a jet stream that's leaving the chart. The jet stream is just passed behind us now.
I see there it goes.
King 1.
Thank you.
Park brake,
048 taxi,
The park brake is released here.
Keep Bravo, hotel,
Switching the brake space here. Makes sense.
ignition.
Okay.
Command 409, ready.
Command 409, contact Tower West, ready for departure, 118.1, good day.
1191, good day, command 409.
723, taxi.
Start a cutout.
Thank you. Start one, please.
Starting one.
Command point 10.
Clear on 1.
If you want to look at the engine parameters over here, we get the engine to turn, and then when the N2 reaches,
King 130.
thank you. When the N2 reaches 25% or above, we introduce fuel and ignition at the same time by movement of one lever. So it's above 25%.
Okay, we only need the Charlie 1. And after the bracket, paper control there, and now Bravo 7. Reposition on landing for Bravo 7.
Professor 732, turn on to Lima, sort of Charlie 1.
Turn on Lima, short of Charlie 1.
Set the park brake lights, Captain.
Park brake is set. We have two normal starts. You guys can disconnect. Thanks for on the left-hand side. Have a great day.
Thank you, Captain.
Cheers, bye.
Start a cutout.
Thanks, Lee. Flaps 5, please.
Step 5.
And then on standby. Professor 225, give way to the Embraer on the inbound. Now the taxi India, Charlie 24.
4 taxi generators, probe, anti-ice, isolation valve, auto, engine start switches, recall, checked, engine start levers, flight controls, checked, ground equipment, 4 taxi checkers complete, TULCA 143 request taxi.
TULCA 143 stand by the taxi.
TULCA 143.
733 giving way to 800 on Bravo taxi, Bravo for the back.
Way to 800 on Bravo, Bravo for the bay, thanks.
7048, contact Tower West 118.41, ready for departure.
Thank you, Tower West 81, 003, good morning.
Connect 723, contact Tower West 41, good day. Thank you, taxi request, taxi, intersection on request. Number 143, taxi, Charlie 2. Copy that, TULCA 143, taxi, Lima to Lima Charlie 1.
Taxi Lima to Lima Charlie 1, TULCA 143. Clear the left. Clear right. Taxi Lima to Lima Charlie 1. That's a horrible noise.
Philip 542, hold your position. Number 143, taxi, Bravo India, holding point, runway 03 left.
Bravo India, hold 03 left, TULCA 143.
Number 542, give way to the TULCA 800, head on the email, be turning on to Bravo shortly. Clear off the taxi to the back.
Okay, Bravo India, hold 03 left.
Thank you, taxi,
Cabin secure, thank you for before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist flags, 5 green lights. Before takeoff checklist completed.
Direct to from Delta 48, Bravo Victor Charlie.
Okay, thank you, Bravo Victor Charlie. Number 222, gun.
Go ahead, Shepard 222.
Are you going to bring forward some more, or can I intercept for Echo 6?
Delta 1. Run, good morning, Air Force 990 on that spot.
About 990, do they hold your position?
What position, Air Force 990?
The 363 taxi India Bravo, taxi holding point from radio to left. Taxi India Bravo, taxi holding point to left, taxi 63. So 225 taxi Bravo, taxi holding point from radio to left.
Bravo, taxi holding point to left, express 225. And the ground, we have completed our position. Next should be open.
Thank you, the aircraft will be entering shortly for Echo 6. Aircraft on
Tell we're ready, thank you.
field over mine. Zana 0, taxi right Delta to the bay.
Air France 990, again.
Taxi right Delta to the bay is 1 Zana 0.
Taxi right to the bay, Air France 990.
TULCA 143 ready.
TULCA 143, contact Tower West 108.1 today.
TULCA West 181, TULCA 143.
Area 136 Wilson, good at you.
TULCA West, TULCA 143, ready.
TULCA 143, that's number departure.
TULCA 143. Why did this not really money for me? Say hello to the guests? Not at all. Okay, Ben on point. I've got one.
I'm middle for one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in the flight, thank you very good morning. Welcome aboard Mango Flight 143 to Cape Town. Good to speak. In the cabin, Shoaib and his team looking after your comfort and safety. Special flight to Iran, Flippy, one of our cabin attendants. This is the last flight with us today. He's leaving for being pastures overseas. So he's treating with love and affection. Next departure this morning in the northerly direction, turning left over to Johannesburg, reaching on routes to Cape Town. Weather route is fine, we're expecting some party down conditions in Cape Town, the temperatures are really good. The man sees some rain tonight in Cape Town, because of the anyway, we invite you to sit back and relax, enjoy the main hospitality, and show you the his team the next time.
I'll be over here, where are you?
I'm back with you. No change?
Have you gone over at which area?
Make it safe.
We are under Captain TULCA, thank you.
We are waiting to be cleared to line up onto runway 03 left. We're looking at a jet stream over there that's waiting to take off. And we're going to be taking off 03 left off the intersection India. so that we don't use the whole runway, but we don't need the whole runway. Our performance books allow us to use this intersection for takeoff.
Take off and come to the wall.
Let's take off from position from the 673. That's 658.
This is the fast route to get 100 points and maybe on 3 left.
100.
Behind the dash, and I can move on with 03 left behind for left. London Point 03 left for left under that. Number 143, India, London Point 03 left.
London Point 03 left, TULCA 143. Lana. Thanks, approach and TKs is clear. And the runway is clear. Checks.
Morning, comment 224.
Number 123, leaving off space to transit to cross on Lima, please.
TULCA 143.
Number 224, please cross on Lima.
Okay, so they want space for traffic to cross on Lima. Alright, I'll just stretch it out a bit this way.
On Lima, show over, comment. and information on 127.4 Chisholm.
1244 is due for 1274 unit 5. Thank you. Have a good day.
Check is flat 1. Flaps up. Speed checks, flap up.
Radar, good afternoon, Papa Kazulu. Papa Kazulu, good day to you. Radar control 8,000 feet, QNH 1027. Radar control 8,000 feet, 1027, Papa Kazulu. 6723, contact area 128.3, morning.
122, morning. Thanks for the bridge. 6723.
Thanks, after temperature. Okay, after takeoff. Takeoff checklist completed.
TULCA 143, left 4 level.
Left rumble, top on.
Pressure day 51, seat at 7,000 feet, heading 360, clear down left 0. Right at 8, seat 0, descending from the left. 225, get out of radar control, climb to flight level 150, direct for Hotel Sierra Victor.
On the radar control, flying level 150, direct control, Sierra Victor.
TULCA 143, area 128.3, morning. Papa Kazulu, TULCA 143, good day to you, route direct to Capman, climb to flight level 320.
Temperature is 20 degrees. Johannesburg city centre on the left-hand side.
Filtration system that's sitting in this area and it's keeping all the smog and the smog is more like smoke. Excuse me. Making quite a lot of haze. You can actually see the thickness and the dirt of the pollution.
Yeah.
And that's all because of the high pressure system that's not allowing the air to escape. Part of our fuel management procedure, the fuel in the center tank is almost finished, so we put the left pump off, we open the cross feed, and the right pump is now supplying both sides until the fuel in the center pump ends, and then we'll turn both these pumps off and we'll close the cross feed. So we keep monitoring the fuel progress. So this is our center tank fuel integration over here. There's 10 kilograms left. Zero, you'll be able to see that the fuel pump below pressure light over here starts flashing, meaning that there's no fuel being pumped through the pump. pump, the pump automatically shuts itself off. But we shut the switch off just to safeguard the pump. There you go, you can see the flashing over there. Come on again, there you go. So that means that the fuel in the center tank is pretty much finished. Turning the pumps off, and cross feed is closed. I'm going to skip lunch. Would you like some lunch? Okay?
I'm fine.
We'll be fine here. Sure. Well, thank you so much. Yeah. I wouldn't mind a grape taza, please. Some ice? No, that'd be nice.
Just a water, thanks, right?
Still sparkling, please.
Still. Okay. Paper says we're going to be there at 10:43. Computer says 10:39.
Great, thanks so much.
Landing with about 4 tons of fuel.
Okay.
And we need 3.3 for George.
There's lots of extra fuel. That's great, thank you. Basically what we're doing now is just monitoring the aircraft's flight path, the weather, the fuel management, and there's not much to do for the next hour and a half or so except to just keep progress of the flight.
Nearly at top of climb. And you'll see the FMA change when we get to top of climb. That'll be something interesting to look at. Yeah. The top part, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. We've chosen to flight level 320 today. That's 32,000 feet above sea level because the headwinds are very strong further on towards Cape Town. According to our air plan, level 320 has given us the best balance between fuel consumption and time to reduce the flight time to Cape Town and reduce costs, and the fuel consumption to keep the costs down as well. That alarm is a 1,000 foot to level off alarm. It goes off at about 850 foot to level off. As we level off, the autopilot will automatically capture the altitude, indicating the FMA annunciations.
Also closes the thrust levers. you center button, you'll get the bigger view. There we go. Okay.
Let's go back to map. We have a center mode as well. That's map center.
Okay.
That's normal map. Got a approach mode as well.
That's great, thanks.
Financial rapid to the bottom.
primary flight display and our nav display. Primary flight display has got a lot of functions in one display to simplify our flying so that we can look at one display to get all our required information. On the left hand side is our speed tape indicating indicated airspeed, which is 24 knots, Mach speed 0.783, and that is the targeted Mach by the FMC. So the FMC directs the Mach to be targeted at 0.78 and it's currently flying at 0.781. Above here we have what we call the FMA, Flight Mode Annunciation Panel. We're flying an FCP speed, which means the speed is received from the box, from the computer. LNAV, which means that navigation is also received from the computer. And VNAV path, which means that vertical navigation is also being received from the computer. This is our EFS artificial horizon. On the right hand side is an altitude tape showing 32,000 feet and a vertical speed indicator showing 0 because we are flying in level flight. At the bottom here we have a compass indicating our heading in magenta and our heading over here, and our track is the white line over there. That is our current ground track. So the difference between the heading and the track is due to crosswinds. Okay. Moving on to our navigation display, we'll go from left to right. On the left top corner, that is the wind component and wind direction. That's a magnetic indication. Above it is our ground speed and our true airspeed. You can see this difference because there's a headwind. On the right, it gives us our track, the magnetic track. On the right here is our next waypoint. It's called Ignom. It's 247 miles away. We'll get there at that time in Zulu. That's our estimated time for arrival in Ignom. On the right hand side at the bottom is the VR number 2 navigation and VR number 1 navigation. Over here, this weather plus T is our weather radar, so we can tilt it, and that plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1 is the tilt of the radar dish to detect weather returns by the radar. So if we turn it down, you'll be able to see a lot of red, green, and yellow. That is returns from the ground. But of course, if there was serious weather ahead of us in the form of moisture and clouds, thick clouds, that would indicate in the varying colors as well. Over here it says airport, indicates to us that we've selected to look at all the airports in the area within the view zone of the navigation display. This plus 20 comes from our TULCA display. That diamond indicates another aircraft which is ahead of us on our track and is 2,000 feet above us. Plus means above, 20 means 2,000 feet above us. Admin is the waypoint we have just passed. This little white triangle is our aircraft, and this magenta line is our required track on the ground, which the autopilot is directed by the FMC to follow as a track. Again, you can see the difference between the heading and the track. That is due to the wind. So you can see that the wind comes a little bit from the right hand side. That shows us the vector, and therefore we have to turn our heading towards the wind, and we are tracking a little bit to the left of our heading. We can change our display, we can zoom in and out. This is a 160 mile scale, so each line is 40 miles, each arc rather is 40 miles, and we can zoom in or zoom out. This is max scale, 640 miles, and you can actually see our destination here. All the airports around South Africa that we are able to land on, in other words, this aircraft is able to land on, and we can also view stations, VOR stations. These are all the VOR stations around the area. I'll zoom in a bit so it reduces the clutter. Here are some VOR stations. So coming up on the right hand side is Kimberley, on the left hand side is Bloemfontein, then Victoria West and onwards to Cape Town. Aside from the stations and the VORs, we can look at waypoints along the route. Nothing is displayed, so there's no waypoints that are important to us. And we can also get the data here, which gives us an estimated time to arrival at the next waypoints. So all these, each pilot can select what displays he would like to have on his display. So I usually leave mine on VORs, and I usually leave a display with zoom enough to see the next waypoint. That's quite important. You need to see the next waypoint to know that you are going to the right point and along the correct track. So it's important to see that on instruments, and Louis manipulates what you would like to see on his screen, where the EFIS buttons are over here. That's for Louis' panel, and this is for my panel. And Louis can do the exact same things. He can choose what he wants to do on the screens. It's just duplication. The 737-800, the screens allow you to have, there are spare screens in case there's a failure. So say for example, my primary flight display fails, I could move my navigation display. If my navigation display fails, we can move that over there to the bottom. So that's a nice nifty hey, in case one of the screens fails. You can move things around as you wish. I don't know if you understand that.
Level 900, wind 340 degrees, 13 knots. Time okay. Amplitude 21, 2.15. QNH1010. No big. Confirm Cape Town information Julian on first contact. Cape Town information 0926. Expect business review. IMC runway 014 arrivals and departure. Transition level 900, wind 340 degrees, 13.
Cape Town, good morning, and Cape Town level 320, comply with the Wolseley 4 Charlie arrival, landing runway 01, information is due.
Morning, level 320, comply with Wolseley 4 Charlie, runway 01,
number 143.
Right, we're heading down to Cape Town. Susan and set to the about courses. Water break 3. Median flaps 40, QF 137. 344 the barometers, 1010 standby on the LNH. Charlie Tango Victor active twice, this is on standby. The Wolseley for Charlie Star is Cape Town, South Africa, charge 10 to Echo, temperature 05. Wolseley for Charlie, NSA 7,300 feet, NOSCOM is on the chart. Runway 01, it says intercept radar 065 inbound, that's 245 inbound. 28, Jimmy, Charlie Tango Victor. Left 190 track for innovating to the ILS. There's speed points at 30 miles, Charlie Tango Victor is to 50 knots, and at 8 miles that's in turn to 10 knots. There's a note here to avoid high ground and establish on a 190 track below 5,700 feet, do not exceed Charlie Tango Victor 16 miles. Looking for route 10 Victor, runway 01, ILS, Cape Town, South Africa, chart 11-1, 5th July, 1103 is the earthlizer. Final approach course 096. 3.7 miles, 1320 to check altitude. Decisions T44. Runway is 142. In the case of a go around, you can turn the buttons around transfer and attitude. That's to 15 because you don't gear up. Below the LF, track on Charlie Bravo and again, about 3 miles an hour as you can see. Then left to the Romeo to Victor, and it's 6,500 feet right to Charlie Cape Victor is the Romeo Victor. We're going to get them with about 4.1 tons. We need 3.3 for George. That gives us about 800 kilos, enough fuel for another approach if necessary. Okay? The cargo into Cape Town will go to George. Okay? If the runway is closed, we may as well just go directly and then we can have PE as well as an alternative. Alright, okay, so descent on the path and ATS will just monitor as required on the descent. Alright, thanks. Thanks to 28 on Echo or otherwise fully Alpha. Okay,
I'll get us a bay when we get a bit closer. Thanks so much.
Get to the next stop, 657 level 280.
Cape Town, good afternoon to you, Cape Town 280. To route direct to Echo, comply with the grade 1 Delta arrival, landing runway 01, information is clear.
Thanks, Kilo Copy, direct, grade 10 1 Delta 01, 65657.
it's outside of the RC range. So below minus 40, we don't use anti-ice in the climb and the cruise. But if it's below minus 40, we do put anti-ice on for the descent.
Okay. It's above minus 40.
Even if it's below minus 40. Use it in the descent as well. Yeah. In other words, colder than minus 40.
Yeah. Decent use.
Yeah.
Yes. But in the cruise you don't.
That's right. Settings for the landing, it's a VREF speed. This is a route page, tells us which route we're going. We're going to UQ10, then the Woolsey for Charlie for the ILS runway 01. This is a climb page which is not, we're in cruise, so it's not impeccable. Here's a cruise page, tells us the level we're at, the maximum of the targeted speed, various other information we might need during the cruise. If you have an engine failure, for example, at this stage of flight, just go to the engine out page. And let's say, for example, there's a left engine that's out. It'll tell you what is your max altitude and what is the best speed in that failure configuration, or one engine operating configuration. Then back to the cruise, then the descent page. These are the planned speeds for the descent, the speed restrictions, various reference waypoints in the descent. The next page tells us what the waypoints are, the trajectory waypoint, the distance, and our expected speed and altitude at that waypoint. Progress page. This is a very important page. Progress page shows us the last waypoint we flew over, the next waypoint, 2 waypoints we're going to, the destination, the various distances to go to those waypoints, the estimated time of arrivals, and the fuel remaining at these waypoints. So we can confirm that we're going to land there with about 4.1 tons. That's in Cape Town. And at this stage we have 4.5 tons. So we're landing in about 25 minutes, and we're only going to use another 400 kilograms because of the descent. The descent is used basically with idle thrust. This gives you the crucial wind component. And if you want to compare it to the magnetic wind, it adds a variation. It gives us magnetic wind up here on the navigation display.
220 ready, TULCA 143.
Thanks, 220 Magenta. Automatically initiate the descent. It's about 5 miles to go. And on the FMA here, it will say retard. The thrust levers will move to idle. And once they move to idle, the FMA panel should show throttle off. And that's an indication that the throttle is waiting to anticipate. It's anticipating any speeds that it might need to maintain. Decent check is completed. Thank you so much. Retard. These levers go straight to idle.
104, 2,500 feet.
Wonderful, Cape Tango, down, identified on the north and the radar control to the right, getting
Right after the October Mountain. It's not in the fog there now.
Mr. Clark, Secure 3, Cape Town, Sierra Canada.
Right, heading 130, next time 104.
You see we're just below 12,000 feet. And there's quite a strong wind coming here. Northwesterly.
right hand behind the runway 01, radar control terminate, speed 2,500 feet, only the service on final.
I'll copy with it to the visual approach. You're a bit distorted with the rest of it. Should say again, please, comment 409.
Comment 409, you need you to leave 2,500 feet, only the service on final.
Leave 2,500 feet, the service on final, comment 409.
Last point to level off. Speed. Cheers.
This green arc over here, I think we call it the banana, right? What's it called? This green arc over here tells us at what point at this rate of descent we'll get to our target altitude of 3,000 feet. So it works out the rate of descent and tells us when we'll get to 3,000 feet if we were to continue along that track. We're at the moment in a VLAF path mode, which means that the path is directly controlled by this vector over here. And this is worked out by the FMC based on its arrival procedure. The airplane is approaching 8 miles and initiated turn automatically now towards 190 track. So here it goes, it's all automatic. You have speed.
Next time 104, contact Cape Town, 151 today.
151 today, next time 104.
190 track. So here it goes, it's all automatic. You have speed.
104, contact
That's an airfield on the right, which is passing above the airfield. Basically on the right hand and outward. Just to the right above the airfield is Table Mountain.
Descend to 7,000 feet, unit 1011. Descend to 7,000 feet, 1011, expressway 814. 690.
50, next time 657.
They sent it there, 1 and 2. Okay. Are they selected? Cabin secure, thank you so much.
Visual request. Lowered it to 14, expected from now 1 number. This one is 814. The approach is good again, next time 602 and descending level 160, copy Lima. Next time, good afternoon, information Lima is expected to level 100. Descend level 100, next time 657.
At flaps 5, flat 5 speed. When the headwind is quite strong like it is today, we can delay that so that we don't drag it with lots of thrust, because that uses a lot of fuel.
2500.
Radio altimeter R&D checks. Heading 330, hold
clear land.
Thank you so much. Once again, flaps 36.
Checks,
350 degrees, 18 up to 22 knots.
Is it period for flap 30, please? Thank you. Leave it at flap 30, happy with that? Landing checkers, please.
landing, start switches.
Continuous.
Down today, runway 814.
Landing here.
Down
First reserve 14 tower, grid box number 2. At your approach, traffic ahead is 737.
Cockpit land.
4 mile final. This way, 814, traffic inbound.
Approach stable.
single channel, visual. Disconnecting.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 200. $100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Brake up. Knots. Left echo 119, TULCA 146. Left echo 119, TULCA 146.
continue to your gates just now.
We're going to talk off to Boeing.
Next two gates. Okay. Robert 22 is to the right.
Very firm.
Just after that British Airways jumper on the right hand side.
On the left hand
Just
side.
right. Alright, Marshall, thanks for the answer.
Off, flaps,
Up,
parking brake,
released,
engine stall levers,
pedal,
weather radar,
on my side.
shutdown check is complete.
Thank you. Thank you. Marshall, shutdown.
Any last words?
Welcome to Cape Town, folks, and that's how it's done. We had a good time, and thanks to Louis for a good flight, and we hope to have you aboard again with us. Welcome to Mango.
We learned a lot. We also learn every flight. So.